So this video, I want to talk about Victor Wembanyama and his astrology, Sun, Mars, Saturn, and Chiron. Here you can see his astrology chart. There's a lot going on here. Every person's birth chart is very similar to their whole genome or their DNA sequence. Everyone has the same basic parts: sun, moon, planets, signs, but they are arranged uniquely. Just as DNA gives each person a distinct biological pattern, a birth chart gives each person a distinct symbolic pattern or inner mythology. So here I have highlighted the specific placements that I want to discuss in this video. On the right-hand side, we have Sun and Chiron in Capricorn. Across the chart in opposition is Saturn in Cancer, and in a T-square to both of them, we have Mars and Aries. So here were some of the quotes that he had said during the post-game press conference. It was nothing amazing. It wasn't magic. We just did what we needed to do. The series is far from over. We've got 6 more wins before we can rest. Then later on he said, I know I have a lot of responsibilities, but I'm here for it. So I wanted to look at his astrology chart for why that is. So in astrology, the sun is your identity or your core self. Chiron is based off of the wounded healer of a centaur in mythology, and it represents in the chart the wound, the tender place, wisdom that comes through pain. Capricorn is symbolized by the sea goat, and it means responsibility, discipline, standards. So when the Sun and Chiron are conjunct in Capricorn, it means that the wound is close to the identity. The wound is around responsibility, expectations, and maturity. And that's why he has so much upon him at such a young age, of only 22, being a key leader of a whole franchise. His identity is linked with how he carries responsibility. However, it can also be a heavy and painful weight for him to carry. Next, let's look at Saturn. So Saturn in Cancer can be challenging. Saturn is discipline and responsibility. Cancer is emotions, family, belonging. Saturn in Cancer means learning emotional maturity. How to feel deeply while staying grounded, responsible, and protective. The challenge is not shutting down or carrying too much alone. The gift is becoming a steady, emotionally resilient leader. Cancer is the private self, whereas Capricorn is the public self. So the Cancer-Capricorn axis is the axis of inner safety versus outer responsibility. So this is a core tension in Wembanyama's chart. So for Mars and Aries, Mars is action, drive, courage, physical energy. Aries is directness, speed, bravery, independence. So Mars is the ruler of Aries. So Mars is said to be at home in Aries because the energies are the same. So the gift is courage and quick response, but the challenge is learning not to react impulsively or burn out too quickly. So now we can move on to what exactly the square means between them. All 3 of those are cardinal signs via their modality. That means they are taking initiative. They're natural leaders and trailblazers. So he has 3 distinct trailblazing energies within him, but these come into conflict because opposition and square is conflicting energy. Mars and Aries square Sun, Chiron, and Capricorn. So the Mars and Aries will say move now, but Capricorn says build carefully. The challenge is not letting urgency override discipline, but the gift is learning to turn raw fire into focused ambition. Mars and Aries square Saturn and Cancer. Aries says fight through it, but Cancer says protect what is vulnerable. The challenge is not reacting impulsively from emotional pressure, but the gift is courageous action that is emotionally grounded. In summary, Wemby's chart suggests someone who is learning to turn emotional pressure and public expectation into disciplined action.